Hello, group. Welcome to Action Rock Corner. I'm your host, Richard May. Today, the Hard-Ons, the most Australian band ever, subtitled The Secret Origin of the Hard-Ons. This is a soundtrack album to a documentary film about the formation of the Hard-Ons. I'm going to have to admit I'm being a poser here a touch. I'm in America, Cleveland, Ohio, Midwest. I'm sure the cool record stores I was going to had Hard-On records. But I didn't hear the Hard-Ons until recently. Sometime before this. Because, of course, I had the Hard-Ons on a list. And, of course, I had to hear it. Then I heard pop punk, and went, ow. I have a name like the Hard-Ons and sound like that. Well, it's cool. The punk here on the first part of the record is great. Through my favorite stuff is towards the end of the record, it just becomes more hard rock, psych, noise, whatever. And I like it a lot. I better like it. This is like the best 15 songs they got, I'm sure. After 40 years of the Hard-Ons, I hope you got 15 great songs. And they do. There are 15 great songs. So it starts out fairly pop punk. The one song from that period is, of course, a Beach Boys tribute. Beach Boys, Ramones, Surfing on My Face. I kept that one for later listening. My YouTube music likes to hear later. Do I want to hear Surfing on My Face again? Yes, I do. But the songs towards the end of the record that really got my attention and really got under my skin and really loving it. The video, they have a video here. When you go on YouTube, it's on YouTube, the album does have the video for Where Did She Come From? That's a cool song, cool video. Hot redhead. Put me down for I like redheads. I'm good. Then the three songs after that, Carry Me Down, Test, and Suck and Swallow. Naughty song. Yeah, Surf on My Face and Suck and Swallow. Naughty songs. Naughty band name. And this is good stuff. They didn't get to my part of America. Maybe it was around when I was in my 20s and 30s. Maybe their records were around in the import section and the cool kids had them. I just don't recall seeing it as much. I'm sure they were there. It was my cool record stores in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm sure they had the Hard-Ons in their sections in their punk and import sections. I know they did. I'm thinking specifically of 3 stores, just amazing stores. One was an import store that imported hard rock, heavy metal, and punk. Mostly just pretty much imports. That was their specialty. Another 2 stores in Lakewood, Christmas Rock Records, and My Mind's Eye, which had good taste and knew what the good stuff was. I know the Hard-Ons were there, but I didn't hang out in the punk section. This is not until I was middle-aged that I really woke up to punk. Yeah, I liked grunge when they first came on the scene with those first records with Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots and Pearl Jam and, yes, Green Day. I own this Green Day. After this, all of the grunge stuff, sophomore records after the Breakthrough album, they started being commercial to please MTV and the record labels, and okay, thank you very much. So I didn't stick with Green Day after this, or much of the other grunge albums in the early 90s. But I digress. This is a good collection, but I warn you, and for me, it's not really a warning, it's just what it is. They have snippets from the documentary movie to introduce the songs. So, snippet, song. And largely, the snippet relates to the song that plays next, in some respect. So, now, I read that before hearing this. And my initial reaction is what your reaction may be. I don't want to hear nonsense. I want to hear the song. The snippets are well done and nice and short and edited. So I like the snippets leading into the song. I like them. I like it a lot. And I think, just relax. You'll like the snippets going to the song as well. So, this is my real introduction to the Hard-Ons. I like this fine. There's a part 2 to this movie that is that is out now. So last year you got the most Australian band ever, which is this documentary. Well, this is the album, but the documentary named that. And just recently, part 2 came out, Harder and Harder, which is more concerned about the later years of the band after they reformed. Like this goes, I guess, since I did not see the documentary, goes to about when they broke up, or just before they broke up. And then part 2 is them making a comeback. And the band is still around. They don't have the original singer, because the original singer was naughty. Alleged sexual misconduct. And so the band felt obliged to fire the singer. So the original singer is not in the band at the moment. I guess he participates in the documentary. Don't know. Didn't see the documentary. So I'll leave it at that since I'm talking about what I don't know. What I do know. The 15 songs, 49 minutes, including snippets from the documentary. In and of itself is a cool album that you can find on YouTube. And I recommend that you know the Hard-Ons, well, go check it out. Also, these versions of the 15 songs are versions, I don't know. They refer to them as the most Australian band ever version of the song. I don't know what that means. They redo the song. Is it the classic song from way back? I don't know. The 15 songs are cool, regardless of who's in the band at the time, of whoever recorded the version used for the soundtrack. They're cool. It's a good record in and of itself. I recommend you check it out. I could not find information. Are these classic 15 songs? I don't know. It says they're the version from the movie. Does that say that they're redone? I don't know. The 15 songs were cool. The snippets leading into the 15 songs are cool. So regardless of the circumstances of the production of the record, this is a good 49 minutes. I liked it a lot, listened to it repeatedly. I enjoyed it. And so the style changes throughout the record. It starts as power punk, power punk, power pop, punk pop, pop punk, whatever the order is. And some hardcore punk. And it gets heavier. And I like it when it got heavier, especially that streak of 4 songs that I said I saved. Where's She Come From with the video. Carry Me Down, Test, and Suck and Swallow. And the other song I saved, of course, Surfing on My Face. The Ramones / Beach Boys. Tribute, take, whatever. It's good stuff. Should check it out here on YouTube. And of course, as the illustration kind of implies, the irony in the film and the soundtrack album being called the most Australian band ever, the 3 were immigrants to Australia from various parts of the world. One being black, one being Asian, one being Eastern European, a former Soviet Union black country. So, and the difficulties that the United States of America is going through right now in going after its immigrant population and ICE. there's a synchronicity to me admiring this record made by a multicultural, multi-ethnic is the proper word, band. And that's cool. It's cool that the Hard-Ons are being recognized and loved by their native country. And cool as heck. And the rest of the world should check it out too. And I know there's a bunch of people watching this that knows multiple more about the Hard-Ons than I do. I just did a couple minutes, hours reading about the best I could find in the background of the Hard-Ons. We have learned a lot more if I watched the documentary. But this is not a review of the documentary. This is a review of the record. In that respect, I'm happy that I have not seen the documentary. I want to. I'm behind on my documentaries. I want to see the Brewer and Shipley documentary. They died since. I want to see the Mojo Nixon documentary. He died since. These guys are alive. And still at it, even though they're not together as the classic lineup that met in high school in Australia. Just, hey, you like punk? I like punk too. That's one for a band. What do you want to name it? The Hard-Ons. I love that name. So, covering the basics of anything I missed. No ballads. There's no ballads to this stuff. Nothing really that sentimental. It's a good rock and roll record. And politics, warning. They're a multi-ethnic band. They don't like racists. Go figure. So there is a snippet about a racist girl buying their t-shirt, not understanding what they were about. And it's a nice little snippet. And so racists, maybe you don't want to be near this band. Unless you want to grow. Growth is good. We got to deal with racism in 2026, really? I'm taping this on Martin Luther King Day in America, his birthday. And we're dealing with racism. How many years after the Civil Rights Act of 1964 in America? We're still dealing with it. With ICE in America. And amazing. So there's a political subtext in that respect, but not otherwise. Okay? We're good. If you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe to Action Rock Corner. Ring the notification bell. And go listen. You're a fan of the Hard-Ons? Maybe you've heard of the Hard-Ons before. Go listen to this. On YouTube, the most Australian band ever. And come back. You mind the snippets? You like the snippets? I like the snippets. I think the snippets from the film are great. Makes me want to see the documentary. And I like the 15 songs. The 15 songs are great. 5 are elite for me, for my hard rock sensibility. My pop punk, I like pop punk, but was into it, and you gave me something else to hear, and I preferred that. So, for the latest in action rock, garage rock, punk, psychobilly, rockabilly, stoner, industrial, anything that rocks, come back here to Action Rock Corner. We'll have it for you. Thank you for watching. Remember, fresh music is as important as fresh food. Yeah, the band formed in 1982 and been rocking for 40 years now. But to me, because I never heard a Hard-Ons record before, it's fresh. And I think even if you have heard Color's Band, if you have heard Hard-Ons in the past, I think you'll like this. Nice collection. And the snippets I like before every song. So I really like it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon.